I loved My Brilliant Career. I read it as a young adult and was completely obsessed with Sybylla. Like, I just loved her as a character, but as a person. And it's funny because even if you think about how far feminism has come in like the last 3 years, we've come a long way. So I never really thought of her as a feminist character when I was reading that as like a 14-year-old. But looking back at it now, you know, characters like Sybylla, even 10 years ago, she was really pushing against the tide, and that's really like exciting thing for a female to be doing. So the fact that she was doing it in the like late 1800s in Australia is really so amazing.
I cannot bear the touch of anyone. You're looking at me, but you're not looking at me. You're saying words about another girl. Maybe a girl I'd like to be. Maybe a girl I just like, but not the girl you see. So I strike.
And I guess that's like really something that's been a driving factor in the design, and how we ended up where we did was just like, what is this sort of central point of this story? And the central point is somebody who is not afraid to be themselves, despite the fact that that might be pushing against everything that society is telling them that they should be.
Don't let me be that way. Don't wanna be so tough. If I believed I'd pray, would be good enough, just good enough.
When you read the book, she does describe the landscape so beautifully. And when I started doing this image research, all the imagery, everything that kept coming in is that sense of the bush. And so we really tried to respond to that in the set because it feels important. That's what, like, the sense of the landscape and the land is so particular to Australia, and this is an Australian story, and that is important. And what's kind of great about the Alex Theatre is that it's really wide, and so what we've done is shutter it down a bit, and we've created like basically a panorama so that you have that sense of the expanse. And that's what is that sort of, when it came down to it, that's what the Australian bush is. It's big and expansive, and so that's what we've tried to express in a very interpretive way. The cast is big, and I know from last year dressing the dressmaker that it's very demanding just to dress that many people and give them the attention that they need. So this year, doing both set and costumes, my attention has to be a bit divided, and that's going to be quite challenging. So I think the things that I'm most trepidatious are how we get our pianos to transform to create all of those different things. But that's also really exciting because it creates a lot of opportunity and a place for play in the rehearsal room. The most exciting moment for me in any process is you've got the set in, and it's the moment where the cast first work on stage in costume. Because it's when the design comes together and comes to life, and it's that moment, it's exactly that moment where you know if you got it right or not. And you don't up until then. It's all pieces, it's all over the place, it's all not in together. But once you see it all together on the stage, that's when you know whether you've done the right thing for the show, designed it right. And that's, for me, definitely the most exciting moment. I live for that moment. I'm terrified of it. It's scary, but that's the bit that's the most exciting.